Yay.
Okay, you guys see it's live?
Yep.
Cool. Okay. So I think the first thing we have to do is just go around and introduce ourselves, essentially. So I'll introduce myself. I'm Ashlyn Hansen. I live in Provo. My husband and I have been married for a little over 2 years. We have an almost 9-month-old little boy. And then my favorite thing about this course is that it just makes me think and approach situations differently and pay attention to the details just of people. And then career goals wise, right now I'm just focused on graduating. I graduate in April. And then after that, I'm just looking forward to being home with my son. So I haven't really thought too much far ahead from that.
Cool beans.
So who wants to go next?
That's all right.
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
My name's Zach Davis. I am a junior here, so I should graduate next fall semester in BYU, Idaho. I live in Rexburg for just over a year. My favorite thing about the class, I like the self-efficacy lesson. I thought that was pretty interesting, and read everything about self-efficacy and helping others to build that. I thought that's an important thing that I think a lot of people lack, particularly in the healthcare realm. As far as career goals, I want to graduate in public health as my major, but I hope to take it to physical therapy is the ultimate goal. Working it.
Cool.
Okay, so I'm Griffin Pockup. I also live in Rexburg. Been here way too long. I should graduate in fall as well. All goes as planned. Been married for 10 months tomorrow, so pretty excited about that. So everything about this course, I got onto the class like a week or two later. I needed extra credits for scholarship, so I like that it gave me money. And then career goals, my wife and I want to start up like a wellness center type deal where we can have family close and essentially do something we enjoy doing, so we don't actually have to work and just kind of be lazy all our lives. So that's kind of our plan.
Sounds good. Great career goals. Well, it's nice to meet you, Zach and Griffin. Like I said, I don't know where the rest of our group is. They're kind of out of luck, so.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
did you guys look at, like, I guess what we're talking about or discussing at all?
A little bit, yeah.
I did.
Okay. So I'm just, like, I'm the leader, essentially, but we're just going to go through the questions, talk about them. And yeah, so the first part on the questions was we just have to briefly discuss a quick review of the model. So the first question is just summarize how the theory of reasoned action / planned behavior model works. And we can use the templates from the readings as a reference. So you guys have any summarization on how the model works?
Not really. For a while, the little video thing wasn't working for me, but from what I got, is this the theory of reasoned action, or is that completely off topic? That's something else.
I think that's on topic.
Yeah.
So I'm not really sure then.
I think what I understand, and maybe correct me if I'm wrong, I think this is just talking about kind of just looking at how we think people react to certain situations, whether it be like social pressures, whether it be like a predisposing, like what, I don't know how to describe what I'm trying to say here. Like something maybe they've heard in the past from someone else about that, kind of why people make the decisions or don't make the decisions that they're supposed to. Is that online? That you guys think it is?
Yeah, I mean, I think there was a lot of reading. I mean, and I think a lot of it was just kind of jumbled. But like you said, I think it's just a model to describe people's behavior and what like their intentions are and kind of what leads up to that behavior. So I just took definitions from that PowerPoint that we did. So the theory of reasoned action is essentially saying that a person's behavior is determined by their attitude towards the outcome of that behavior and by their opinions of the person's social environment, like how other people would feel in association with that person's behavior. And then the theory of planned behavior is just the degree which someone believes they have control over whether they can take the action and the strength of that belief. So that's what I got out of it.
Cool.
And so the second question, I wasn't quite sure. It says, discuss the processes and how they relate to the stages of the model.
Ooh.
And that question kind of confused me. I don't know. Do you guys have any thoughts on that?
I'm trying to pull up the template myself real fast.
Okay. No, that's totally fine.
Answer a little better.
So I found a template filled up on, let me see. Yeah, I don't know how to do it. So the different sections was like behavioral belief goes to attitude towards the behavior. The other section, normative beliefs, goes to subjective norm. Control belief, pursue behavioral control. I'm not sure the processes are. I'm not sure which section exactly is the processes.
Yeah, that confused me. Maybe it's just how they all connect, I guess.
Yeah, maybe. So if then maybe I don't know. I don't really.
It was, like I said, I looked at the question and I was just like, I don't even know how to discuss that or what the answer would be. But
Yeah.
so I would imagine, I mean, the processes are like moving from like the behavioral beliefs to the attitude toward the behavior. And just, I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's kind of the process is trying to do, if my notes are right here, like trying to break down those barriers, right, that stop people from maybe, the process starts with understanding why they make those decisions, and then we kind of work with them to overcome those. Is that part of the process? I don't know if I'm completely off or.
That sounds right. You know, the causation of their different actions and kind of the background, and that sounds reasonable.
Yeah, and like that, I don't know what chart you guys are looking at, but all of those, I guess, like processes lead to their intention, which goes to the behavior. So, I mean, in regards to how they relate to the stages of a model, I mean, they all lead up to the intention and the behavior of that person. So, I don't know. Any more thoughts? Okay. Yeah, that's, like I said, it was a weird question. Okay, so part 3 is applying the model. So the first question is, what kind of interventions centered on the processes move people through the stages?
What was this? I may be thinking of, I'm also taking another class that's program planning, so they're pretty similar. So maybe this is from my other class. Was this the chapter that talked about interventions and how if you had a incentive or like a drive almost, people that moves them along a little bit faster, or is that the other class? Confused.
I don't know.
I'm actually taking the other.
It might be the other class.
Yeah, I'm taking the other class too, so I don't remember. They kind of blur together. So
Wait, what class are you guys taking?
It's HS390, right? Or 290?
Oh,
I took that last semester. Good luck with that.
okay.
Yeah.
391's even harder. But anyway, sorry. No, I think. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just making noise. You're good.
I was just gonna say, like, I don't remember it talking about specific interventions in the reading necessarily. I mean, some of the, I guess the like educational methods they brought up to like facilitate some of the stages or processes was like discussions, role plays, a simulation, incentives. I think that's all I see. Brainstorming, I guess.
Yeah, I mean those sounds like interventions.
Yeah.
I don't remember I don't remember the exact titles and stuff, but talks about how like you need the social aspect, a good kind of group environment where people can learn, get positive reinforcement, all that good stuff. So I think it's on the right track. I don't know exactly where it is.
I think, was this the where it talked about the TRA, the theory of planned behavior, and the TRA is the theory of
Reasoned action.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Examples from the reading.
Yeah, I mean, I think like mainly like intervention specific to this model, just because it's so based on like perceptions and beliefs and like kind of social aspect, kind of sort of. Just interventions that are social, like maybe discussions or like incentives that you said, like group incentives. But
Cool.
I don't know. Any other thoughts on that specific question?
No.
Okay. Okay, so question number 2, I guess in the applying the model section, is discuss the examples presented in your readings. How was the model used in these examples?
Yeah.
Wait. Read that question again.
So discuss the examples presented in your readings. How was the model used in these examples?
Wasn't it like Grace or something? Was she
Yeah,
brought up?
she was one.
Yeah.
And then
Buy a Whopper, get a Whopper free. Yeah, come on.
No brainer, right?
Sounds like a whopping good deal.
All right. Okay.
say the other model or the other example was in that like slideshow.
Oh yeah, that was what's her name?
Not the Grace one. It was in the I think it was the reading section of the lesson.
Section.
Yeah, but it talked about, because that was when it introduced the model. It was the one on like exercise study, where they did a study on high school students to study their attitudes toward participation in physical activity. And then let me pull it up and look at it.
Okay. I'm trying to pull it up. There's also Olivia. That's from the beginning, the case study.
Oh yeah.
Okay, family.
Yeah.
Like exercise.
Yeah, so the one in the presentation, or the slideshow thingy, the students were divided into intervention and control groups. They gave out a questionnaire. What was that?
What part of the reading is that from?
So this is in, it's not the like the foundation part. It's in like the
Reading report.
yeah. It's like that step 2.
Okay.
It's the theory of reasoned action and the theory of planned behavior presentation.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I guess with that example, so the intervention that they did with the students had posters and lectures promoting participation in physical activity. Probably to get or make their attitude better towards it. And then the analysis showed that the intervention was effective in improving attitudes towards physical activity. I guess the intention was improved. And it provided useful information for the teachers, I guess.
I think the whole goal with a lot of this chapter, circumstances talking about changing the culture of like certain. Well, for example, the high school one, none of them really wanted to participate, but he changed the culture to make it so it's fun and like everyone participate. I think is kind of a big thing, especially in a group setting. We're trying to change the culture and their attitudes towards that. I don't know if you guys agree or not, but yeah.
I do, and I think it's just, essentially changing the norm of the group, what they think is not necessarily like acceptable, but I get maybe appropriate, but
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what class, I'm not sure where the class came from, but it talked about the importance of changing the environment, because the environment will always affect the individual. So if the environment changes, if the stigma of healthy activity, healthy eating, that can change, and that will result in the people changing, and that's usually an easier form of intervention than trying to one-on-one fix somebody's problem. If it's like you said, if the norm is different, then it's just more acceptable. I think it's a little bit easier for people to kind of get a hold of that kind of thing.
definitely. Okay, any other thoughts towards that?
I'll get there.
Okay, so, and then we have to discuss, so that grace scenario with like the moral aspect, you guys remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've tried to go on there several times, and for some reason the audio button doesn't work for me. So I get the questions at the end, but I don't have any of the actual story there. So
it wasn't like, I mean, it just kind of talked about how how we judge people for what they do, or not just for what they do, but what they're thinking. So I don't think the audio part of it was necessarily needed, but it just kind of added kind of an explanation behind it. And so let me see. So we're supposed to discuss to share your thoughts on each of the options. So those 4 questions and like where we rated them for the morally forbidden or morally permissible, and then just explain your rationale. So for the first one, Grace thinks the powder is sugar. It is sugar. Her friend is fine. Do you guys feel like that's morally forbidden or morally permissible? Like, where did you rate that and why?
I put permissible. I mean, hey, yes, she's helping out a friend.
yeah. I mean, if you assume it's fine, then it's If it smells like sugar, tastes like sugar, that's sugar, I think.
Yeah. And I mean, her intentions were good and the outcome was good, so I put that as morally permissible as well. And then number 2, Grace thinks the powder is sugar. It is toxic. Her friend dies. Where did you guys rate that on the scale?
I think it's.
I put that one at a 4.
What were you saying?
Well, I mean, it's totally not her fault, and she wasn't. But like, to some degree, and maybe the circumstance is different, but like, you have to kind of be more aware. I feel like if you're getting sugar and something poisonous mixed up, what's going on there? But again, like, I don't think she's guilty. If she really didn't know, then she didn't know.
Yeah, I agree. It goes to that kind of ignorance. She really didn't know. She didn't even suspect. Then it's morally permissible. But on the same token, how you're saying, if it's her items, she probably should be better like on top of things to make sure that stuff doesn't mix together. So maybe not a 5, but I think a 4. I mean, if she legitimately thought it was sugar, then accidents happen.
For sure. I also rated it a 4, just for all the same reasons you guys said. She definitely wasn't her fault because she didn't know. But there is that sense of awareness that she needs to have for a case like that. Okay, and then 3, Grace thinks the powder is toxic. It is sugar. Her friend is fine. Where did you guys rate that and why?
I put that on the 1 scale.
Yeah.
I mean, she's trying to do harm, and so I think if she's trying to harm someone, she should be punished for that,
Yeah, totally agree.
For sure. I rated it a 2. Just because she had bad intentions, but they turned out fine, but she still kind of wasn't thinking the right way, because that's very, very wrong. And then the last one, Grace thinks the powder is toxic. It is toxic. Her friend dies. Did you guys rate that as a 1? Morally forbidden?
Yeah.
1.
Okay. For obvious reasons. Okay. And one thing I do just want to mention, like in the audio, I thought it was kind of interesting. Something they brought up is just how, or they brought up the like scenario of a toddler. One who accidentally, like there's teacups, and a toddler who accidentally, like didn't mean to, breaks a ton of teacups. They don't get in as much trouble as a toddler who intentionally breaks one teacup out of anger. And so I guess a lot of people will focus on either like the intention instead of the outcome, and some people focus on like the outcome versus the intention. So I think that's something important just to think about with interventions and stuff. So I thought that was an interesting thing to bring up.
Yeah.
Okay, and then so the last thing that we are asked to do, if we have time, is look at the application assignment. I don't know if you guys have even looked at that.
No.
At all. I skimmed over it. Pretty much we have to go back. So those interviews that we did, the health interviews, so we have to go back and decide which of the questions specifically addressed attitude, which addressed subjective norms, and which addressed perceived behavioral control. And then just like answer questions on them and like why, like those were the strengths and weaknesses for like your interviewee. And it says we're supposed to work together to design interventions driven by the model for the application assignment. But I mean, I don't know if you guys feel comfortable doing that, if you guys just want to do it on your own, or...
Yeah, I haven't looked at it. Also, it wouldn't be fair for you.
Yeah, I was like, I just skimmed it.
Yeah. The part that we turn in is just like 6 questions, kind of about you're talking about and theory of reasoned action and stuff like that. So I don't think it's not terribly difficult.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't feel like it's not going to be anything too difficult. So,
Yeah, no way.
and that's pretty much it. We have to decide which group is going to be the group leader for next week. But other than that,
I can do it next week if you guys want.
sure.
That's fine.
I'll put an alarm on this time so I'm not late.
What was that?
I'll put an alarm in my phone so I remember this time.
Okay. And then we may need to adjust, depending on what Nick, I think his name is. I know he said 9 works better for him. So, I don't know. I don't know why people just aren't communicating or responding back to emails, but personally I like 8 better.
Okay.
But we'll just have to kind of just hear back from Nick and just see what works best for everyone. But we'll plan on that then.
Cool beans.
Cool.
Okay, well, great meeting, guys.
Thanks.
Yeah. So
Awesome.
as
We'll
far
see
as
you next week.
goes, hey, we got someone else.
Nick just joined the call.
Hi, sorry.
We're good.
What I miss? Probably a lot.
Everything.
You missed
Kind of
everything.
everything.
It's over.
Is it really? Okay.
Yeah, well, we were just discussing times for next week because I didn't catch your email until 8 o'clock.
Okay.
So does 9 just work better for you overall?
Yeah, so I was kind of an idiot and scheduled or said Thursday night worked good for me for 3 separate classes because that was the only day that worked for me.
Okay.
So I usually have a meeting at 7. I'm on Pacific time, so let me say. So that'd be 8 your time.
Okay.
So 8 o'clock my time, 9 o'clock your time, or I guess Mountain time, is probably the best for me.
Okay. Does that work good for you, Nick and Griffin?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. Okay. Let's just make sure that we're all prepared so we can get through the discussion in a
Amen.
timely manner. Does
Yeah.
that sound good?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's meet at 9 o'clock Mountain Time next Thursday, which is 8 o'clock Pacific Time.
Sounds good.
And then, and then we can just be prepared so we can talk. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. We'll see you guys.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.